All right. I know you've been waiting for this. It's the combined 11, Arsenal versus Man City. What are your thoughts? I do have mine, and I'll be waiting for your thoughts into the comment section below. Rokani David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun. Match day today, Arsenal gets into this fixture when they very much know that Liverpool has gone ahead, obviously, go 9 points ahead of them. City also knows to it that the moment Arsenal beats them, they will be... because right now City is having 41 points, and they're 15 points off Liverpool, that is City. So they know if they beat Arsenal, they'll close in a little bit. Smash the like button, comment and share, and continue to subscribe. Now, the combined 11 session kicks off right about now. Remember, we are powered by Mono Gadgets, and they are dealers in affordable smartwatches. If at all you need a smartwatch, guys, if you need a smartwatch that is really affordable, call them on +256 70 99 88 665. You'll thank me later. Let me really repeat this number: +256 70 99 88 665. That is Mono Gadgets for you, and all will go on well as planned. So let's get to the combined 11 from the players and who the managers. All right, let's obviously get into the system. It's a 4-3-3, right? That's the system that we are deploying. And by the way, both teams play this system. It's a 4-3-3 system. Let's go and see who is going to be in goal. Man City have Ederson. Arsenal have David Raya. Now, there are certain things that don't need even to be discussed about. I don't want us to obviously spend a lot of time discussing on this. David Raya and what's the name of the guy? David Raya and we are talking David Raya, Ederson, who is David Raya and Ederson, who is a better goalkeeper. I go with Raya on any day. I go with Raya. Raya ticks that box for me. That is it. So Ederson out, Raya in. Right back, City have Rico Lewis. They have very many others but the number one right back of City has been Kyle Walker. He has gone ahead to leave, and obviously he's playing for a side called what's his name? He's playing for a side called what's the name of that side? AC Milan. He left for AC Milan. That is the player known as Kyle Walker. Now they have Rico Lewis and Julian Timber and Rico Lewis. You all agree with me that Julian Timber has gone ahead to do a very good job, and he deserves to be into that position. Left back, Lewis Kelly, Ricardo Carafiori versus Jesco Vadio. I go with Jesco Vadio. That is it. I go with Jesco Vadio because he really looks well into that position as a player. Then we go to the central defense, right-sided center back, and guys, when I'm doing a combined 11, I'm talking with I'm considering, or I'm dealing with players that are available for today's fixture. I'm not dealing with players that are not obviously gonna be here. You understand? So in the right-sided center back, right-sided center back, we are going to go in for a player called Saliba, taking on John Stones. On any day, I obviously go with Saliba, no doubt about that. Left-sided center back, I think Akanji is the man responsible to be playing in that position this time around, and we'll be waiting to see how he obviously comes up to put in a shift. It's really gonna be Akanji versus Gabriel Magalhaes, and you all agree with me that it's gonna be Gabriel Magalhaes into the mix. So that's what you're really having in through as our back five. In the back five, Arsenal has 4 players and Man City has only 1 player. You understand? Arsenal has 5 players and Arsenal has 4, Man City has 1. So let's get into the midfield. The midfield, obviously the CDM, Arsenal is representing with Thomas Partey and City is representing with Mateo Kovacic. Guys, let's be realistic. Mateo Kovacic versus Thomas Partey, who fits to be played as a CDM into this beautiful game of football or this beautiful combined 11? I go with the man called Thomas Partey. That is it, ahead of Mateo Kovacic. We go to the number 8 role into this fixture. Arsenal is representing with the one and only Declan Rice. Man City is coming up with Bernardo Silva. You understand? I tell you guys, on any day, there is no way I can start Declan Rice ahead of Bernardo Silva. I tell you, Silva Bernardo takes that spot. I tell you, there is no way I start him ahead of any other player. It's Bernardo Silva all the way. Now, Kevin De Bruyne, Martin Odegaard. It's really tricky, but we all know how Kevin De Bruyne has been depreciating. He's shrinking in form and his consistency has been a problem. And even for it's not only for this season, but for the previous 2 seasons, this guy has been really not going where everyone thinks supposed to be. So I think I go with the Arsenal captain known as Martin Odegaard, playing onto that position of the number 10 into that system. So in the midfield, Arsenal 2, Man City 1. Let's go to the forward line. Now, right wing back. Arsenal is representing with Ethan Nwaneri. They also have a player called Raheem Sterling. Sometimes Martinelli there. But for me, I'm going to consider Nwaneri in there for you. Versus Savinho. Savinho is one of those players that has come in and obviously put in a very wonderful shift into the mix. And I tell you, I go with City's Savinho over Nwaneri. That is it. Because Saka is out of this argument. Don't tell me, Rokani Saka. Saka is out of this argument. We are only dealing with players that are readily available to kick the ball. You understand? Those are the players that we are dealing with right about now. If you are not readily available to kick the ball, I'm not obviously gonna deal with you here. You understand? So, left forward, Man City has Jack Grealish, Doku is out, and Arsenal front Gabriel Martinelli. And guys, I've been looking through a lot of things, and I was talking to a friend yesterday about how English media protects its players. When you compare the stats of Jack Grealish to the money he was bought by the side of Man City, I tell you, he's a flop. £100 million. He's just scoring 6 goals in the Premier League season. He's really doing bad. And I was like, if you're calling Anthony a flop, why don't you call Jack Grealish a flop? Because these two are almost matching the same stats ever since they obviously made their careers in the Premier League. And Jack Grealish is more expensive than Anthony. Anthony, £85 million. Jack Grealish is at £100 million. And Anthony came into a struggling team. Grealish came into a team that was the best. By the time they signed him, Man City was the best team in the world. So, there is no way I obviously put Grealish ahead of Martinelli. I go with Martinelli or Trossard, one of those two. But I think in this particular fixture, it's going to be Martinelli leading that left forward role. Now, leading the line, Erling Haaland versus Kai Havertz. Guys, is there anyone who can table an argument onto this? This doesn't need rocket science to obviously come and obviously say it's none other than Erling Balt Haaland leading the line in the combined 11. So that is my combined 11 for the players that I believe can really fit there. And let's get to the managers. Arsenal has Mikel Arteta and City has Pep Guardiola. And guys, let's be I've been doing these combined 11s for a very long time, guys. If you've been following up this channel, these combined 11s always come twice in a year because that's when Arsenal and Man City are guaranteed to face themselves in the league. And they obviously come twice in the season. But Pep Guardiola is struggling this season. In the Premier League, he's 6 points off Arsenal. In the Champions League, Arsenal finished, is it third? And Man City finished, was it 22nd? You know, meaning that they're really having a very huge problem, you know? So, as it stands, let's all admit, the club, hear me out, the club of Arsenal is doing better than City. And for the very first time, I'm going to give this team to Mikel Arteta. I've never done it. All of the times, I've gone ahead to do a combined 11 for the previous, I think, 3 years. I've been giving Pep Guardiola this team. But for the very first time, I'm going in for Mikel Arteta as the manager for our combined 11. I don't know whether you guys agree with me or not, but that's what I had for you in this combined 11 edition. And I'm calling in for your reactions into the comment section below about this combined 11 edition of of Arsenal versus Man City. Tell me your thoughts. Who do you think deserves to be in this combined 11? And I want to see your reasons into the comment section. Rokani David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later. And that's what I had for you in the combined 11 session. And see you later, my mates. But it's always nice seeing you onto this channel. Keep it up and don't go anywhere. Keep it the Rokani Media Football and continue to subscribe because we want to hit 25,000 subscribers, and I know we're obviously gonna be hitting that milestone in a nick of time. Guys, bye bye. The game of football is coming, but we are having lots of stories that are really making headlines in the transfer window, as there is Matthias Cunha to Arsenal off totally. Bye bye.